Immediately. With the base, and you become quiet.
So I don't know what the, oh, did you put baking soda in one of the shopping bags? It's a white.
Oh yeah, that would be it.
Okay.
I think it was wet. I wanted to make sure it didn't get moldy or pick up some crumb and get moldy. That's weird, isn't it? That nothing's come on.
Yeah, all I can imagine is, well, I don't know. She has that's her, that's showing her as being logged in, but her her camera is not on. I don't know why that is, but that's on her end.
Oh yeah, I realize that.
So I can't explain it.
She must not realize it.
Is your mic on? You can talk. That might be more comfortable. I don't know, whatever.
Of course, I hit the microphone. It says sign in up at the upper right. Does that mean something?
Not that I know of.
Okay,
There's several other people have joined, so I don't know what's going on.
okay.
See.
I don't know why I can't hear them either.
No. Your volume's up, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Good morning, Susanna.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm well. Oh, I have to go get my bandage. But other than that, I'm well. You look great.
Good. Thank you very much.
How's your spring?
Well, it comes and it goes. It's
Oh,
here. It's here and it's glorious.
it's so, this spring, I think, has been the most, I don't want to say traumatic, but the most difficult. You get one good day, and then the next day you're wearing your winter coat again. It's crazy.
Do you know what's going on? I assume you don't know what's going on with Anne.
No, I have no, you are the main my main screen at this
Oh,
point.
oh, wow.
So congratulations.
There's just a small picture of her up where the other people who are
Yes,
on should be.
yes, but and it's a like a taped picture. It's
Yeah,
not in real time.
right, right.
So maybe she's just running late or something.
And Debbie's here.
Yep.
Hi, happy to be here. It
Yes.
is it is the crazy spring, crazy.
It makes you grateful for every day, though. You don't take it for granted.
Yeah, and the flowers and the trees are they're doing their thing.
And they'll last because of the colder weather.
They're hardy.
Ooh, that looks good.
Yeah, latte.
Uh,
All right, we're ready.
I was saying hello while muted, and now you're wondering where the heck is she? Sorry
Where is
about that.
she? There she is. Hey, Ann.
Like the endless mudra. Yes. Awesome. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Susanna.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
hey there, Pip. Good to see you all. All right. I apologize for being so in the dark. Hi. I saw you, but you were seeing this weird picture, so I'm going to go ahead and spotlight my screen now. All right, good. Okay, recording is happening. Okay, I'll mute you all and then we'll get started. We'll be starting lying down on our back and starting with some breath work. Great. Okay, please unmute anytime. You guys have any question? All right. All right. Welcome, everyone. Do you want this closed, Ellie? A little bit less ventilation. All right. Welcome. Hey, Joanne. I didn't see you sneak in there. Hey, Joanne. Hi. All right. So let's begin lying down. Choose your position. We'll start lying down in your favorite position, whether it be up on a bolster or on a couple blocks or more. The goal here is to give you a chance to settle back into your body, but this time, instead of like when you were asleep earlier today, this is the time of observing sensation and really being aware of where you are in space. Please feel free to bend your knees and flatten your feet if that feels better on your back, or to straighten out your legs so you can really rest. And I'd like to start with some breath work here, whereby you allow your belly, your ribs, and your chest to fill up completely so that you feel you could not absorb any more air. And then exhale completely so that you feel you've gotten rid of all the air you had in your lungs, which means you do have to squeeze your abdominal musculature to help your lungs empty. Yes. And then it's an inhale. And then it's an exhale. So you're using your intercostals. Your diaphragm is actually weirdly relaxing as you exhale. Doesn't feel like it. You pinch in all your muscles around your lungs to squeeze out the air. Then you inhale again. This is weirdly when your diaphragm is contracting. It's very counterintuitive. But open your ribs, expand your chest. And then when you're ready for your exhalation, exhale completely. Try to push out every little drop of air. And you can always choose to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your mouth, out through your mouth. All the combinations available. Let's do 3 more of these where you really endeavor to fill up every little ounce of lung space with air. And then evacuate every little tiny lung space so there's no air at all. When you finished your next exhalation, or the number that serves you, keep going if you have another round that you'd like to go through. Otherwise, meet me back. And slowly begin to bend your knees and flatten your feet. And find a flat spine position where if you have any props under you, get very slowly, easily move them aside so that you have as much of your body on the mat as is comfortable, with the exception most likely of the back of your head and neck, which you may choose to support with a blanket. You can roll up the front edge of your blanket under the curve of your neck. And where I'd like to begin is some slow, gentle, grounded cat and cow movements. where you press your belly down and again evacuate your lungs. As you squeeze out your air, try to press your back flat into the floor. Sometimes I'll even put my palms over my belly button and push down to try to create even more of a lumbar flattening. Then, when you inhale, you can even gently lift your low back purposefully by rocking onto your tailbone and allowing your lumbar spine to balloon up off of the floor any amount. And then when you exhale, press down again. Squeeze your abdominal muscles, pull your low ribs together, pinch and tighten and push out all of your air from your lungs and inhale again. So it's a nice way of segueing from that breath, continuing with that same expansion and contraction of the breath that we practiced first thing here. But now we're adding in the movement of your spine and your pelvis. Your upper ribs don't really change too much, but your low ribs might open and flare while you inhale. And you may feel, if you even put your hands on your low ribs, you may feel that they do move differently for each person, of course, but there's a kind of a yawning, expanding on your inhale, and then a closing, drawing to the midline and drawing downward on your exhale. Let's do two more of these very gentle cat and cow movements of your spine, augmented by the breath. Ah. Once you've exhaled, hold in your exhalation position, but continue to take sips of air. Your low back is flat and reach for your thigh bones. Hold on to your thighs with your hands or your wrists and rock from side to side slowly. Notice if you have tension in your head and neck, you might turn your head from side to side, softening your neck here. All right. Now, with your hands holding on to your legs, can you start to tick-tock your tailbone very slowly, any amount from right to left? So what this looks like is that my shoulders, my head are grounded, my ribs are grounded, but I'm trying to turn my tailbone to the right. You can even turn your chin to the right to help you, and then turn your tailbone to the left, which is a little bit challenging because this kind of movement is not one that's getting much help from momentum or gravity here. It's a felt sense of, oh, I'm trying to tick my tailbone right as I contract my right side body. Now tick your tailbone left. And it's as if you had a clock on the floor and the pendulum of the clock is swinging from left to right. Does that make any sense at all? So it's not a twist at all. Your knees do not change position except to rotate from right to left. Your tailbone is swinging from right to left, but you stay flat on the mat. All right, good. All right. Now take a break and we'll visit this in some other ways as well. Where I'd like to go from here is to have you just move your knees wide and around in your circle. This is that same cat-cow, aided by the movement of your legs. You're like, yeah, I know. We do this every single time. So boring. Round and round you go, creating a bit of range of motion in your thigh, your hip joints, and your back. And then go the other way, right? Any kind of loud exhalations or manifestations of letting go of tension are always welcome. Okay, very good. Now plant your feet to the edges of your mat and reach your arms down outside of your ankles. So my fingers don't reach my heels really, but I'm reaching my fingers as if I could touch for my baby toes on either side of my mat. Okay, now the idea here is that as you draw your belly in and up, you pivot up onto your heels and now only drop your right knee down and in towards your left ankle. Feel your right thigh turning in and down. Your right hip might lift off the mat a little bit. Then bring your right knee back up to vertical. Keep it there and fold your left knee down and in. For some, your knees will drop way down, and for others, your knee will not drop very far. So only move your knee downwards towards your opposite ankle as much as feels quite manageable. But do see if you can keep your toes lifted and have only your heels be digging in. as you rock from side to side with this leg movement. Try to press your low back flat. And now notice when your left knee goes down, what your right knee wants to do is open up to the right. Try not to let it. So try to keep your right knee stacked over your ankle and only drop your left knee down. That's it, Pam, exactly. So it's a little different, right? Like, what? Why are we doing this? Why can't I let my knee go? You can, of course, no problem, but it's an interesting effort to try to teach your brain to do something different. All right. And yeah, it's a different kind of stretch, right? And a different kind of muscle action. If you squeeze your inner thighs a little bit towards each other and trying to squeeze your buttock muscles, it can help you slowly control the descent of your dropping knee, even as you try to maintain the height and verticality of your lifted knee, your non-dropping knee. Okay. And then gently, slowly come on back to center and rock from side to side. Okay. All right. Now from here, where I'd like to go is into toe taps, where you have your low back flat and you simply reach and tap one toe at a time onto the mat. But now make it as if it's a random toe tap situation. So your toes don't just reach down to the foot of your mat, but they can reach out onto the wood beside you, onto the carpet beside your mat. Randomize the location of your toe taps so that you start to explore the space available to your legs, your feet, your toes as you keep your low back pressed flat into the mat. The most important priority here, the priority is the flatness of your back, not the reach of your toes. Secondary to the pressure of your low back flat is the lengthening, reaching, and sideways, up and down, all over different places that you're tapping your toes. Now slow it down. The further afield you tap, the more work your abdominal muscles need to do to try to keep your back flat. Can you notice that? So prioritize the flatness of your back over the reach of your toes. Yeah, even just right there is great because then you can use that wall. That's awesome. Yeah. All right. And come on back to the center. Now hold both thighs into your chest and kick your left leg long, hug your right thigh in and reach for your left leg as you hug your right knee up into your right armpit. Now circle both of your ankles. You've done this one before. All right. Maybe turn your head side to side. Try not to shrug your shoulders. Take a big belly breath. And exhale, cross your right thigh any amount towards the left. Now go slowly here. First, keep your hips grounded. So don't let your right hip leave the floor. Hold onto your right leg with your left hand. Turn your chin right and reach your right arm out to the right any amount. Keep that right hip grounded and pull with your left hand against your right thigh and push with your thigh into your hand. If it feels appropriate to roll now, keep that push and pull of your leg against your hand against your leg, and rotate your belly button slowly as you breathe into your right lung. Rotate your lower body any amount to the left, not aggressively. Bring your belly button in and up. Keep the resistance you've created between your left hand and your right leg active. Take one more breath in your resisted twist. And then gently and slowly roll back onto your back like a jelly blob. No bones, no tendons, no nothing tight. Yeah? And then bring both knees up into your armpits and breathe here. So holding, hugging your knees wide, flatten out your back. Take a big belly breath. And then exhale, lengthen your right leg long, hug your left knee to your left armpit, squeeze your right buttock muscles. Take a deep breath as you bring your left knee squeezy close, but not stressfully pinchy close into your left ribs here. Inhale and exhale, twist. Now, resistance, which means you grab your left thigh with your right hand, or your fist can be there instead of your fingers gripping. Push your thigh against your hand and pull your hand against your thigh. Look left. Extend your left arm leftward at the angle that's appropriate for your shoulder. Now, this is supposed to be difficult, so keep your left hip grounded initially. Then only lift within the context of this resistance if it feels appropriate, right? So you might keep your hips grounded the whole time. You're folding your left knee towards the right. If it feels appropriate, roll to your right hip, but maintain the work. Anybody feel work in your left leg and hip? So it should feel like a lot of work, not like painful work, but intense. Notice how much you want to clench your jaw and your teeth. Notice how much you want to furrow your brow. Maybe you want to think about something else, but don't. Just feel how awful this is. Take a big breath into your left lung and exhale, let something go. And then slowly, jelly blob again, roll back onto your back. Bring both knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Even make a circle on the ceiling with your knees now and really try to knuckle into your low back. Can you press your low back flat? And then go the other way with your knee circles. So just a little lengthening for your low back here. Okay, great. Now grab your block, remove your blanket and place one block under your head and grab your other block and put it into your right hand. Keep your right knee bent. We did this one recently. The idea here is to create this resistance. So we created resistance in that twist we just did. Now we're doing a very similar thing, but we're not twisting. We're simply on our backs with your right foot flat, your right knee bent, and your left knee tucked up over your belly button, your left toes flexed to your knee. And as you push with your palm of your right hand against your block pushes your inner left knee, which means your leg goes out to the left. Well, pull your elbow of your right arm down to your ribs so that your right shoulder is well squared and stable. And as you go from side to side, resist in both directions. And if you wish to sweep your right leg long onto the mat, you can. And you can even float your right leg up off of the mat. And finally, you can scissor your right leg in opposition to your left leg. So if you choose the scissoring, it's your left leg that crosses your midline as your right leg crosses in the opposite direction. Ooh, there you go. Can you flex your foot? Yes. And if you have your leg lifted, keep it straight. That's it, Louise. So straighten your right leg, Louise. Bend your left knee and bring your right leg down. There you go. Now scissor in both directions. Both legs go wide. There you go. Yeah, exactly. So one knee goes out to the side in one direction and one in the other. So you're here and you're going zoop, 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 zoop. There you go. You got it. It's definitely a pat your head and circle your stomach kind of thing. Yes, bend this knee more for me. That's it. Yes. And lower this one more for me. Even lower. Yeah. And if it doesn't feel good on your back, then keep your foot grounded. Yeah, exactly, right? So this is all you need to do. No need to hover that right leg at all. I'd much rather see you here and keep your back flat as a pancake and bend your knee even more. There you go. How's that on your back? Better, better, better. Yes. So that's what we need to do is like you try it and you back right off if you feel like you've gone in a direction that's not appropriate. Beautiful. 6,000 more of these. All right. And then switch sides. Okay, good. So now the block is in your left hand. Yeah. And maybe you keep your left foot flat. That's a really stable position for your back. It allows you to focus on the flattening of your lumbar spine. Really can be quite helpful. That's it, Tish. So, yep, exactly. Now push with your whole palm into your block so that even your thumb is on the block and bring your right knee in a little closer. Yes, that's it. Flex your right foot and resist in both directions. So you push your knee out and you push your hand in and you go both ways with resistance. Yes, that's it, Dominique. How flat can your low back be? Beautiful. That's it, Laura. Good. When in doubt, that's it, Anne. Go slower when in doubt to make it more torturous. Yes, Joanne. Good. That's it. Yeah, exactly, Michael and Yvonne. So it's up to you to see how much work you create for yourself, which is the good news and the bad news, right? You could drift through, or you could go intensely through. We can find the middle ground. Beautiful, Michael. Middle ground is usually better, right? The thing, the place that feels sustainable for you. And when you're done, relax, bring your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Ugh, I know, right? That one is awful. Keeping your back flat, though, is really the most important part of that. Yeah? All right. Very, very good. Now, where I'd like to go is into a banana body stretch. But before we do that, it's just a little hip TikTok thing. Lynn and I were talking about this one earlier. I want to do that one too. So reach for the wall behind you and see if you're super close to the wall, scooch out so that when you reach your arms towards the wall behind you. And it's okay if you're not at a wall because actually we're not going to be needing the wall here. But what we want is to be able to reach your arms long in the direction of the wall behind you at the angle that your shoulders feel comfortable reaching. So some will have your elbows right up next to your temples or the crown of your head, and others you'll have your arms a bit wider so that your shoulder joints are accommodated. As you kick through your heels and squeeze your buttocks and bring your inner legs together, feet, ankles, calves, thighs, wherever your legs meet, and then reach your arms in a shrugging position. So your shoulders shrug as you lengthen through your whole body, but pull your toes up towards your knees and flex your feet. Squeeze your buttock muscles, and I'll try to pull your belly button down to your spine and try to press your low back into the floor. Though for most skeletons, most human skeletons, you won't find that your low back is on the floor here. But the work to try to put your back down, to press your low back down, is what we want. So squeeze, breathe, hold here, and then relax right where you are. Just let go. Relax, maybe even turn your chin side to side, and just notice what it's like to not work, not reach, not stretch. Now come back to where you were and reach again. Inhale, squeeze your belly button to your spine. Exhale, take sips of air as you need. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your legs, reach your arms, get tall, tall, tall. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Try to lengthen your whole body and stamp the soles of your feet into the imaginary wall that's in front of your feet. Squeeze your ankles together, squeeze your legs together, squeeze your knees together. Flex your toes to your knees. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hold, hold, hold. And then relax and go slack and just relax your neck, turn your head side to side. Let your body be like a little jellyfish on the beach. Blah. Okay, very good. Now, the next one is not so exigent. It's not this big, long, intense, squeezy thing. It's more of a lengthening, stretching thing. Let your arms be in your favorite position that allows you to reach for the wall behind you and not stress out your shoulders. Now, flex your 2 feet, both of your feet, and push your right foot to the foot of your mat. Push your right foot away from your head. Keep it pushed. So do you feel your hips tick-tocked a little bit? Your right hip feels like it's moved away from your head. Now reach through your right hand in the opposite direction. So your right hip is still lower than your left because it's reaching for the foot of your mat, but now your right arm is reaching for the wall behind you, and we're lengthening your whole right side body. Now switch. Push your left foot to the foot of your mat first, then reach your left arm so far back that you get long through your left side body. Relax your chin. You can even turn your chin a little bit to the right if that helps your neck. And now switch off. Your right foot pushes down as your right arm reaches back. And then, yes, you go to the other side. Your left arm reaches down as your left arm reaches back. Notice if you can feel your pelvis tilting from side to side as you do this. Can anybody feel that? So your right hip, your right buttock, your right heel will reach long as your right arm reaches over your head. And then you do the other same thing on the other side. Reach your left leg long, long, long. That's it. So it's same arm as leg, which is counterintuitive. Same arm reaches as the leg that's reaching. One more time each side. All right, now banana body. Here's the idea. Take your feet, walk your feet, clunk, clunk, clunk to the right of your mat. So tonk, 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 heel, 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 walk, walk, walk. Any amount until you have created a curve in your lower body because your feet are now off of your mat. Any amount. They may not fully leave the mat. And notice that your left hip wants to roll up and over to the right. round your left buttock. Okay. Now, if it works for you to cross your left ankle over your right ankle, for me, that helps me anchor my left foot in this sideways position. So if that doesn't feel good, though, keep your left foot on the floor. But if you can cross your left ankle over your right, lovely. Flex both of your toes, squeeze your belly down, and flatten your hips. Now, use your pressed arms into the floor by your sides of your body to lift and shift your shoulders to the right. So I push down with my head to lift and shift my shoulders. I push down with my shoulders to lift and shift my head. Bring your right ear any amount to your right shoulder, and then lengthen your arms up around your head. As you bend your left elbow, you might grab your left wrist with your right hand. Squeeze your belly in and down, flatten your hips, and contract your right side body. Then gently turn your chin any amount from right to left to find the position that works for your neck. Squeeze, breathe, and hold here. This is not meant to be stressful. So if you need to back off on the curve a little bit, back off a little bit so that what we feel here hopefully is a contraction in your right side waist and an expansion all the way along the outer left side of your body, potentially even from your outer ankle all the way up to your left elbow or even into your wrist there. Anybody feel a contraction on the right, expansion on the left? Okay. Notice if you're grinding your teeth and tightening your neck. Can you soften your eyes, squeeze your buttocks, and flatten your hips? So your hips have not rotated at all. Yes. All right. Take one more breath and exhale. Slowly take your left ankle and put it back down on the floor next to your right. And then bring your arms to the sides of your body and slowly slide back to the center. And slowly bring your knees up into your chest to reset. So very nice, slow transition here. Rock from side to side to give your body a chance to kind of refract, right? A refractory period after that stretch. Now kick your legs long again, and then heel, heel, clunk, clunk, clunk to the left. Once again, if it feels good to put your right ankle over your left, for some that's a helpful anchoring. For others, just put your right foot in next to your left. Now squeeze your glutes, flatten your back, and keep your hips flat. And now with your arms down by the side of your body, lift and shift your shoulders and your head one at a time. Shoulders, head to the left. And if it works for you to reach your right elbow up and around your right ear, you can grab your right wrist with your left hand and further create that half moon shape. Think crescent moon in the sky. Squeeze your belly down, press your tailbone up to the ceiling, and try to keep both hips flat. And then turn your chin from side to side. Breathe and hold here. You don't need to do a big, giant moon in order to have a big, giant effect on the muscles in your side of your body, your trunk particularly. Try to straighten your right leg as much as you can. So the leg that's on top, try to straighten it. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. There you go, Tish. Good. That was it, Dominique. Breathe into your right side body. Wow, we have some really nice moons around here. And then relax, slowly unhook your right foot and be like a jellyfish now. Very soft and easy and gentle. Come back to the center, bring both knees into your chest. Bless you, and rock side to side. Massage out your back. Make a circle on the ceiling with your knees. Oh, I know. I know. It's a lot. Okay. All right. Now slowly plant one flat block under your pelvis, very slowly. You can always opt for a blanket instead, but if you're okay to put a flat block underneath your pelvis, in principle, that's where we can go right now. The idea here is that your bony triangle at the base of your spine, that back of your pelvis, your sacrum, is on the flat surface of the block, but your head, shoulders, and neck are easy on the mat beside you or behind you, behind the block. Maybe you need a blanket under your head and neck. That's okay. Kick through your left heel, squeeze your belly down to your spine, and lengthen through your left leg. Keep your knee and toes of your left leg pointing up to the sky. Reach your right leg long, long, long. Excuse me, left leg. I apologize. You know me, left and right. Left leg first. Yeah, did I say that first? And then I did a bait and switch. So keep your left leg long and then pull your left foot back in. Now your right leg. Try not to do that 7 times during the class. Kick through your right heel. Pull your right toes up to your knees. Keep your belly button squeezing down to the floor, and then go back and forth now 2 more times. Left, right, left, right. So this is a subtle realignment for your pelvis after that, what can be a bit deranging, that side body bending stuff. So we're rebalancing our hips right now. Yeah. All right. Okay, 1 or 2 more. All right, and then super gently, when you're back, take your number that works for you. We'll slowly lift off and lower back to this block a few times. So it's a bridge lift off of your block by planting your feet, bend your knees, and then lengthen your hips up to the ceiling, any height, and then lower back down slowly. So this is not a fast movement. And the idea is that when you rest onto your block, you let it all go. And then you engage all those muscles to lift up and then lower down and melt onto your block, layer by layer by layer, and up and down 1 or 2 more times. You might say, know what? I'm staying here on my block. You don't need to lift up. Okay, and on your last one, lift your hips, remove your block, and lower all the way down. Roll one vertebra at a time from top to bottom, and bring your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Okay, all right. Now, next thing is to gently roll to your side and come on over onto your side body. How are we doing? How are your backs doing? A little tweaky? So we take this one very, very gently. The thing about this one is that it can be done in such a way that you don't change the conformation of your spine at all. So if your low back is feeling a little sore right now, this next one is a strengthener in a lengthened and neutral position. So you may choose not to lift your legs or not to lift your shoulders. This is a Vashisthasana. So we could be doing Vashisthasana like this, but that would stress out a lot of people's shoulders, wrists, elbows, everything, right? So instead, we do Vashisthasana lying down. You can still get the same benefit in the side of your body, but you're not putting pressure on your hands, wrists, shoulders, etc. Now, the idea is that you have your block, which you might say, I don't want my block. Last time we did it with a strap. This time we'll do it with a block if you wish. It's a sideline position. In order to lie down on my hip like this and not feel like I'm going to have to tilt forward or back, I need a second blanket. Some of you will find, hey, I don't need that. The shape of the bones on your outer hip will determine whether you need extra padding under that bony bump, your greater trochanter, which can be awful. It's just terrible, that bone. Mine is actually trying to think if mine is actually still there. I don't think so. I think I have a titanium bump. Yeah, right. They should have been able to smooth that out for me, right? So the idea is that you're lying on your, what do we say? Your left side. Your legs are straight. Your shoulders, hips, feet, head are all in one straight line. So we're just lying down here, la di da. Your toes are flexed up to your knees. Your legs are as straight as pins. And your top hand, your right hand can stabilize you. So I almost always put my right palm down on the mat blanket in front of my chest. And I use my right arm with my elbow hugging down and into my ribs. This helps stabilize me, balance on my left hip. So this is the goal, is a one straight line. So if you lift your chin and look down the front of your body, you do want to see that your feet, your hips, your shoulders are all in one straight line rather than having your legs a little bit bent in front of you. I know you're like, we did this Wednesday. Why are we doing this? Squeeze your block, breathe and hold here. Flex your feet. Now, if you have the block between your upper thigh bones, that can be really helpful for balancing your pelvis. If you find that you really hate having the block between your upper thigh bones, take it away. Okay. Now, flex your feet, squeeze your belly in and up. And if you want to stay steady, you do not need to lift your legs. So hold and breathe, squeeze your block, and press down with your left foot into the floor. And Tish, you're on the other side. Oh no, you're on your left side, Tish. You're good. Flatten your left foot down into the floor, squeeze your block, and squeeze your glutes to get long through your spine. Flex your toes to your knees. Now, if you wish to lift your legs, you can. Lift your legs up any amount. That's it, Ann. That's it. That's it. Yeah, exactly, Joanne. Breathing, lifting. Nice, Mike. And that's right, Yvonne. Yes. Now notice if your hips are rolling front to back. Can you keep your right hip stacked over your left? Louise, good. That's it, Tish. Straighten your knees for me, Tish, even more. Nicely done. Beautiful, Dominique. Notice if you're arching your back. Can you scoop your belly back and flatten your back a little bit? Exactly, Pam. So your belly button pulls back to your spine. Beautiful, Laura. That's it. Yes, Laura W. and Laura B. Kick your feet back, Laura B. Just 2 more inches. Yes, you got it. A little bit less far back, Ellie, with your feet. Nice. Yes. Really good. That's it, Sarah. Nice lifting. Beautiful. Nice straight knees, Carol. That's it, Kathleen. Breathing, lifting. Nice, Michael. Excellent, Milton. Now, if you wish to lift your shoulder up too, you can lift your left shoulder as you lift your feet up. Both sides, top and bottom lift. That's it, Mike. Option to stretch your right arm up to the sky. Option to rest. Take a break. Come on down. Bend your knees. Rest when you need to. Otherwise, lift and lower. And now, when you're ready to rest, pull your knees in front like you're doing a fetal position here and breathe. Ah, yes, indeed. Yes, exactly. So in this position, if you want, you can kick your legs long and you can be like, what the heck was she talking about? It's really your head that lifts. Your shoulder doesn't truly lift. It's the felt sense that you're trying to lift your shoulder, but it's really, really your shoulder girdle is curling up and your left shoulder mostly will not actually lift off. Yeah, that's a misnomer on my part there. Take a break, rest. That's it, Anne. Exactly, right? And then we'll switch sides. Oh, so we don't normally do a lot of strengthening work for the muscles on the sides of our bodies, but your abdominal muscles wrap around your whole body 360 degrees. So it's a really beneficial thing to focus on the fibers of these abdominal muscles that are on the sides of your body. Flex your feet, straighten out your knees, squeeze your block. It's more important that your body is long and straight than how high you lift, right? So I'd much rather have you set yourself up really straight and long with great alignment than lift up your legs really far and be a little bit like a spaghetti noodle. Okay. So no, if you're spaghetti, you are uncooked. Okay. So squeeze your glutes, right? Think uncooked spaghetti. That's what you want. Absolutely straight lines, not chewy. Flex your toes up to your knees. That's it, exactly, Dominic. So that's good for your knees to really work pulling your kneecaps up into your thighs, flexing your feet like that. That's it, Tish. You can use your left hand on the floor in front of you, Tish, to help balance and kick your feet behind you, Tish, for me about 3 inches. Good, exactly. Feel that work? Okay, squeeze your belly in and up. Louise, very good. Try to straighten your knees even more if possible. Good. Beautiful, Sarah. That's it, Michael. Wow, nice. That's it, Carol. Lifting and lowering. Now, if you want to lift your head as you lift your feet, you can. You might be like, why would I want to do that? That's not the verb I would choose. If you lift your left arm up, for some, that's helpful. You can lift your left arm exactly, Joanne. You can lift your left arm straight up to the sky. Yeah, beautiful. That's it, Shelly. Flex your feet for me even more. Good. Laura Brewer, really nice. Straighten your knees for me even more. Nice, right? There's always that little extra straightening possible. Almost always, not always. Beautiful. These are awesome. You guys are strong. Nice, Lynn. Yeah. Beautiful. All right, Michael. All right. When you're ready to rest, come on down and rest. I know that's a lot. We're ready. Take a break. Breathe, soften, and I'll meet you in either a standing position or a hands and knee position. Okay, so if you're doing the standing variation, you would simply stack your 2 blocks. I'll show you what this looks like in case being on your knees doesn't work for you today. You could, in principle, be here. So this is a standing tabletop, I'll show, where your feet are hips distance, your weight is mostly in your heels, you're not overworking your wrists, because what we want to be doing now is swiveling right to left. So if you want to do the standing version, you'll be here. If you want to do the knees down on a blanket fold version, great. Here's the palms down version, right? And the idea is that in your tabletop, We'll be scooping your belly up, flattening out your back, and we'll be swiveling your hips from side to side. Now, for me, it helps a lot to go onto my forearms. That's what I'm doing here with these 2 blocks. And the position we want before we begin swiveling aggressively is that you scoop your belly up and tuck your tailbone slightly, but lengthen through the crown of your head. So the invitation here is to find your tabletop and really pause here to notice sensation. Perhaps you have your palms together if you're like me on blocks. Perhaps your palms are digging into the floor, but if you have your hands on the mat, please dig in with your 10 fingerprints and bend your elbows slightly backwards towards your knees for a micro bend in your elbows. And then everybody draw your shoulders away from your ears, slightly tuck your chin so the back of your neck is long and a little bit less curvy. Okay. And then squeeze your buttocks and tuck your tailbone up to engage your core muscles. And then see if you can lift and shift your feet to the left as you turn your chin and look outside of your left shoulder. I really can't see anything but my shirt here on my left shoulder. Then lift and swivel your feet to the right and bend your right side body, squeeze your abdominals, and look around your right shoulder. You might even see your feet. Then keep going back and forth only to the degree that your spine feels bendable. We're not forcing this. Focus more on the contraction. Yes, Dominique, I love it. Yes, on the contraction of the right side as you bend right, then on the lengthening. The lengthening happens naturally. The contraction is what we want to try to feel. Louise, awesome. Good. That's it, Tish. Good. Wow, I love these. You're doing these really nice movements, everybody. One more time each side. Try not to drop your head. Your head gets so heavy, I know. So heavy. Yes, Dominique, exactly. Little more weight. I think maybe even, let's see what we can do in, so yes, when you lift, shift your heels and ground them for me, Dominique. So your heels ground and then you hold and breathe in the twist, then lift and swivel and ground your heels. Better. Yeah. All right. Now, when your body says, okay, I've done 100 bazillion of these, come back down. All right. All right. Actually, I think we're going to come to standing right now because I want to be able to include everybody in this. So we're going to come to standing. All right. Now, let's take your mats. If you aren't already perpendicular to a wall and touching a wall, bring your mat to a wall. And I'll help you move some of this junk here, Anne, so you have space. Just going to put your mat against the wall, perpendicular. All right. So your mat's perpendicular to the wall. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Tish. No blankets on your mat just so that it's clear and free. No tripping hazards. Okay. All right. Now the idea is that we'll come to your wall, plant your right foot about 4 inches from your wall, plant your palms on the wall at about rib height, and then slowly bring your left foot back and wiggle your left foot to where you can put your heel down. Now, for some, it's super helpful to put a blanket underneath your back heel. So please feel free, and I can bring you this, Laura, for under your back heel. For Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1, we'll swivel your left heel into the midline. That workable? Okay. Okay. Swivel your left heel into the midline so that now as you work into your Warrior 1 position, you can lift and lower your left heel up and down as you push the wall with your palms and feel into the movement in your left ankle. Yeah, that's it, Kathleen. Yeah, beautiful, Carol. So it's a lifting and lowering of your left foot. And if you feel like, hey, my stance is kind of short, I want a little more space front to back, you can always reach your left foot a little further behind you. And similarly, you can always bring your left foot a little closer. Where I'd like to end up is where your back foot is flat. Anybody feel this in your left calf? All right. Now lean forward with your shoulders over your right thigh and press into your right heel as you spread your right toes. Look at your right knee and see if you can guide your right kneecap straight out over the middle of your toes, typically over your second and third toe. Now, draw your belly in and up and put your one hand on your low back. And can you puff your back into your hand, squeeze your belly in and up, and squeeze your left buttock and pull your sticky mat backwards with your left foot? Keep your belly squeezing up and lift your chest any amount as you slide the hand that's on the wall up the wall. Now, again, with one hand up the wall, press your tailbone forward and try to press your low back into your hand so you round your spine, take away some of the curve in your low back. Then finally reach your same arm, both arms up the wall and cupcake or plant your palms, either cupcake fingertips or palms on the wall. Lift your arms so much that your shoulders even shrug a little bit. If it doesn't feel bad in your shoulders, that's fine. But if it does, bend your elbows and drop your hands lower until your shoulder joints are completely comfortable. Now bring your chest up and back over your hips, any amount lift up and away from the wall. If your back says no, keep your torso towards the wall. It's not better, it's just different. To lift your arms up, up, up. And then rainbow your arms behind you and turn your palms to face the wall. Reach through your fingertips and squeeze your shoulder blades together as you lift your chest. And then remember to scoop your belly back and in. Lift your sternum, your breastbone. Gaze down your nose. And if you wish to trace your gaze up the wall and even up to the ceiling, squeeze your shoulder blades together so much that your chest gets broad, broad, broad. And you can always interlace your hands if you prefer that. That's totally fine. Yeah. Take a deep breath in. You can always keep your hands on the wall. You do not need to have your hands off the wall. Yes, it's a balanced pose, right? Yes. Now slowly reach back for the wall. Really keep your low back flat as you lengthen up, 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 and step out of your pose. Left foot forward, right foot back. Take a moment to shake out. Okay. How are we doing? Does anybody find that it's kind of hard to take the curve out of your low back? And lift your chest, right? We want to go like this. Our bodies want to do that. If we're going to lift our chest, we want to stick our tailbone back quite naturally, right? So the idea is that we're trying to maintain more length and space between your lumbar vertebrae. So on your left side, we'll do the same thing where you'll step your left foot forward. I put my hand here simply because that gives me a little more of a tactile kind of reference for this movement. My low back is puffing backwards. So I'm squeezing my belly in and up and I'm trying to lengthen through my spine, even as I lift. Then as we come up and rainbow your arms down, it's really tricky. If you squeeze your right buttock, that's going to help you keep your pubic bone tight coming forward as you lift your chest. So let your pelvis do the work when you're in the back bend. Okay, so I'll talk you through the whole thing again. This time it's your left leg forward, your right leg back. So take your time. It's nice to take some time to get into these poses. Press down into your left heel, wiggle your right foot back, then lift and lower your right foot. It's actually just your right heel that's lifting and lowering here. That's it. Lift and lower your right heel so that now, as you bend your left knee, you want your knee to stack right over your left ankle. So if you can bend your left knee deeply, great, but make sure that your stance is wide enough that your shin of your left leg is perpendicular to the mat. That's it. Probably bring your left foot into the wall, Louise, about 2 more inches. And same for you, Tish. Bring your left foot closer to Dunkin' Donuts by about 2 inches. Bend your left knee any amount. Okay. If it doesn't feel good to bend your knee a lot, don't worry about bending your knee. Now ground your back heel and pull back with your right foot. Reach your tailbone forward. Tuck your tailbone underneath. You place one hand on your low back if you haven't already, and scoop your belly back to try to flatten out your lumbar spine. Reach your other arm up the wall, any height appropriate for your shoulders, and then add your second arm if that works for you. You can always keep one hand on your low back. Try to squeeze your buttock. Try to straighten your back knee. Hard to do all these different things. Yes, inhale, grow tall. And exhale, rainbow your arms way back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Press into your left heel. Now draw your chin down slightly to lengthen the back of your neck. Let your gaze come to the wall in front of you, or trace your gaze up the wall, maybe up to the sky, though it's not better to go up to the sky. It's just different. Yes. Press into your left heel. Beautiful. Keep your tailbone tucking forward. Inhale, grow taller. Love it. Yes, and interlace or arms behind you. Beautiful, Sarah. That's it, Michael. Yes, Laura W. Nice. Very good. Both Lauras. That's it, Joanne. One more breath. Nice, Michael. Good open chest, Yvonne. And exhale, come on forward. Nice. You got it, Tish. You got it, Louise. That's it, Lynn. Come on out. Nice. All right, shake out. Okay. All right. Going to just, you don't need to turn your mat. I'm going to turn my mat. Utthita Parsva Konasana with a strap. Extended side angle. Utthita is intense or extend. Sanskrit words have typically 5 or 6 meanings, if not more. So it's really cool, actually. It's really fun. So ut is intense. So we stand in the middle of your mat and face in towards the computer. So if you're on that side, Mass Ave side, you'll face this way. And then partition side, you'll face in that way. Now, where I will go with my strap is to a position where I've got my hands roughly shoulders distance. And I do like to create a loop around each of my palms, just because that gives me a little more stability. But you certainly don't need that. You can just hold on like handlebars of a bike. So I'm going to put this around my neck for the moment because that's where I'm heading, but I don't need it yet. Let's come to the middle of your mat for extended side angle. So what you'll do is you'll face in towards the computer, right in the middle of your mat, both front to back and right to left. And then bring your hands onto your hips and lift all of your toes up. Now, when you look down at your feet with your toes lifted, what we hope to do here is to ground your big toe mound, the base of your big toe, but your big toe itself lifts up, and your baby toe mound, and flare all of your toes and lift them. And notice if you can you feel the work in your lower legs and even in your feet? So, like if you feel the muscle action, we're looking to notice, oh, yeah, there is muscle action there. Then spread your toes back down. Good. Now, step your feet really wide apart. And if you discover, of course, that that width isn't inappropriate, you narrow it. But the idea is we start with a really wide stance. And we'll go to the left first this time. So that means we'll rock onto your right heel and then lift your toes up of your right foot and swivel them inward. So you have a slight internal rotation of your right foot. So when you look down at your right leg, your right knee is pointing towards the middle of your mat. Okay. Then take your left toes and turn out your left toes 90 degrees. You can always use the wall with your right hand or left hand if you're facing it. And on the other side, you'll be at the wall. Now, bend your left knee so you stack your left knee over your left ankle. That's it. So Tish, turn your left toes to Dunkin' Donuts. Your right foot is perfect, but your left toes need to turn other way, all the way out the other way. That's it. Exactly. Now bend your left knee. Send your knee right over your toes. Okay, now with your left knee bent, ground your left heel and stand up tall, lift your shoulders right over your hips, and see if when you look back at your right leg, you can straighten your right knee a little bit more. This is a pose where your right leg is straight and your left knee is bent. Yes. Okay. Then bring your strap into your hands and pull your strap up in front of your shoulders like a zombie with a strap in the zombie hands. That's it. Yes. Push your strap out in front of you and deepen your left knee bend. So now your strap is going straight in front of your shoulders, right out from your shoulders. You can pull your strap into your chest, push it straight out from your chest. Your strap will not be parallel to the long edge of your mat. It's at an angle, n'est-ce pas? Okay. Now keep your hips right where they are and pull your strap to the right, not your hips. Your hips don't change. Rotate your chest only to the right. Pull from right to left. Now look and see if you pull the strap into your chest. Now your strap, as you push it in and out, should be parallel to the long edge of your mat in front of you. That's it. Now keep it this way. There you go. And turn your chest this way. That's it. So your hips stay rotated to the left, your upper body derotates and turns to the right. That's it. That's where we want your shoulders, not turning left. Nope, nope, nope. Just this way. Good. Now stand up really tall and see if your strap can go up over your head, any amount. It does not need to go very high. If it doesn't feel good on your shoulders, your strap might be right out in front of your forehead. It's totally fine. Now, a little micro bend in your elbows, so you're not stressing out your shoulders. If your strap is right over your head, it is okay to shrug. Now, lean to the left, any amount, pull your strap up, 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 up to the ceiling, up and over. This is not a lengthening down pose. This is a lifting up pose. Lean to your left, press into your left heel, lift your chest, pull your strap from right to left. Nice. Up and over. Press into your left heel. It's not cheating to put your hand on the wall if you're close enough to do so. Take one more breath here. Bend your left knee. And now use your left heel to push yourself back up. Beautiful, Carol. That's it. Nice. And release your arms. Toe heel your feet and legs together. Toe heel, toe heel. It's an interesting, you feel where your upper body is more compared to your lower body in principle. Yeah. So notice what happens in this pose. We'll go da 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 da. As you're here, my hips turn to my front leg. That allows my knee to be in a healthy, comfortable, strong alignment. Awesome. Now my upper body is also turned because your hips and your shoulders usually track together. Then we go like this and we go, wow, yeah, my shoulders are rotated just like my hips are. De-rotate your shoulders, reach up, and then lean to the side. So that's what this pose is, extended side angle. Okay, so strap around your neck and bring your feet wide. Now pause for a moment with your feet wide as they can be, and try lifting all 10 of your toes up with your feet wide. Yeah. And then notice when your toes are lifted, whether you can ground your inner heel and outer heels completely. So you're neither pronating, rolling to the inside of your foot, nor rolling to the outside, supinating. Spread all your toes down. Now, gently lift up your left heel and push it to the left. That's it. Can you lift your left heel and kick it out? Other way, Tish. Toes in, heel out. Yes, heel to Dunkin' Donuts. Exactly. Good. Now swivel your right toes out 90 degrees and bend into your right knee. Good, exactly. You want to look out over your right toes and see that your kneecap is going exactly in the same direction as your toes. Straighten and bend a couple of times just to establish that alignment. Yeah, nice. Hold in your knee bend, stack your knee over your ankle if possible, and then stand up and lift your shoulders right over your hips. Pull your sticky mat to the left with your left leg and see if you can straighten your left knee a little bit more. Now take your strap, if you haven't already, and bring it into your hands. And notice if you can parallel your shoulders and your hips with each other. Your hips are rotated to the right, your shoulders are rotated to the right. Pull your strap straight out in front of you. Now notice, oh yeah, hips and shoulders parallel. Pull your strap only to the left, but don't change your hips. That's it, exactly. Right. Now, your strap should be parallel with the long edge of the mat in front of you. So you can even lower it down and parallel it. Look to see the line of your mat in front, and then lift your arms back up to shoulder height. Now try to bring your shoulders up and back into your sockets, up and down into your sockets. And if you like, you can even lift your strap straight up to the sky or lift it to the height that works for you. Then lean to your right. Tilt your upper body to the right. Pull up, up, up. Lean to the right. Yes, up to go over, not down. This is an up and over, not a down pose. Yes, bring me your right lung as you lean right. Exactly. Lift your chest for me even more, Yvonne. Lift your right ear off of your right arm. Good. Nicely done. Lift, lift, lift. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Wow. Hold and breathe. And then inhale, come on up. And exhale, come on out. Ah, toe heel, shake out. Toe heel, toe heel. Okay, nice. So when you're talking about osteopenia, osteoporosis, that is a good bone building pose because if you do a pose like this, it's really not going to do anything for your bone density. But if you do a pose where you've got action, you're pulling, you're engaging, you're lifting, you're leaning, you're cantilevered up out over free space, right? You feel like the ICA over Boston Harbor. Ah, that builds bone density, right? So really helpful. Every single day. Okay. Alrighty, great, great, great. So now what I'd like to do is go to the wall again, this time with a block. So especially it might be helpful for you, Dominique, too, especially for your knee to have this block here. If you find you don't like to use the block at the wall, don't worry. Oh, I lied. I'm going to use the strap here. So keep your strap. Now, the idea is that you'll be perpendicular to the wall. My mat is just going to stay as it is, but it would normally it would be perpendicular. And what we want to do is set yourself up where the block is pushing into your calf or your shin, possibly also your knee. For some, it feels good to put your knee there too. If you can lift your back heel comfortably, great, lift your back heel. But if not, you'll be back in warrior one position with your back heel grounded. If for your body, lifting and swiveling your left heel to parallel your hips and knee towards the mat and towards the wall, this is so-called crescent lunge, where your back heel can peel up off of the mat and you balance on your on the ball of your left foot, right? So either one of those. Experiment and see for your body this morning, for this moment, what feels better, back heel grounded or lifted. If your back heel is lifted, square your hips completely. Then take your strap, hold onto your strap with your hands just like we did before. Reach your strap any amount to the ceiling above your head and meet me here. Yeah, so it's a crescent lunge with your strap reaching up over your head. And you can always put your hands on the wall. You don't need to have the strap. If the balance feels a little chancy, you can always put your hands on the wall. Then any amount, bend to the right by pulling your right elbow down, lift your left ribs up, and any amount, do a side bend. Try to lift your left armpit as you side body bend to the right. Keep your block squished into the wall. Bend your back knee as needed to help you. Yes, draw your belly in and up. Take some of the curve out of your low back. Scoop your belly in and up. Flatten out your lumbar spine. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, beautiful. Then slowly come back up where you started, tall, tall, tall. And out you come and give your body a break. Nice. Take your time. Whoa, that was a lot. All right, take a moment to just put your strap around your neck and roll your shoulders forward, up and back and down. Yeah. Questions? Complaints? Ah, fabulous question. So for some of us, I love this. Oh, I love this. So in the yoga world, they'll be like, you never shrug. And other people will be like, always shrug. So my teacher, Larry Hatlett, he always used to say in Warrior One, why not lift your shoulder girdle with your arms? Because if that feels like a good stretch for your side body, then awesome, right? For others, down and round, right? Round and down. It's either up or round and down, right? But not both, not up and shoulders down. I'm not even going to do it. If I bring my shoulders down, I round them down, right? If I'm up here, everything goes up. If I go, it's like you're going through this tube in Willy Wonka, right? Or it's either this or this, but not this and jam my shoulder blades down, because that's your rotator cuff. Ah, great question. How do you come down? So to your question, Ann, if you were shrugging up with your strap and you wanted to come down, first thing I do is bend my elbows forward. Pull my elbows forward, then pull my shoulder blades down my back. So when I come down, it's a rounding down, it's flamenco down. That, exactly. Up, shrugging is fine. And especially if you're going to do a side body bend, it can be kind of helpful to shrug. I like to pull my elbow down as I bend, and then I'll come back up. Yeah. So when we do the left side with your left foot forward and your block there, do feel free to shrug up. Yep. And then, but you don't even need to pull down with your shoulders. You can stay shrugged up the whole time. Okay. All right. Let's take your left leg forward and your right leg back. Find your crescent lunge. And as I mentioned before, for some of you, it's going to feel so much better if you don't have to keep your back heel lifted. It'll feel better to have your back heel grounded. If it doesn't feel bad and you can balance on your right tippy toes, awesome. You can give that a whirl. The idea is that your hips and shoulders are absolutely square to the wall. Your back knee might need to be straight for your knee, or your back knee can bend as you deepen your left heel print, and everybody takes some of the curve out of your low back. Then take your strap between your two hands and see if it feels okay to reach your arms up, 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 up. As you reach up, yes, then you bend to the left by pulling your left elbow down. Pull your right ribs up out of your hip. Lean up and over to the left rather than crashing down to the left. Draw your belly in and up, grow tall. So you'll go the other way, Pam. You'll lean to the left. There you go. Very good. I know the blocks are a pain in the rear, aren't they? Yeah. You can always do it without the block if that's better for you. One more breath. If you're still feeling it, if you're not feeling it, you come out. Nice, Shelley. Very good. That's the way. Yes, Yvonne. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come out. Wow. Awesome. Really good. Okay. Further questions, concerns? Okay. All right. So next one, this is a balance. So this is a little off-piste. Um, this time I have my hands wider on my strap. And the choice of how wide your hands are is really kind of a feel what feels right. For some, it'll feel better if your hands are about shoulder width. For others, it'll be kind of nice to have your arms wider. What I like to do is to be able to have the hands a distance that allows me to pull comfortably from right to left. So it doesn't feel stressful in my shoulders, my arms. Now, the idea is that we'll be standing on our mat facing the long edge of our mats again. And with your right foot, you take your right toes and turn them out and step your right foot to the right comfortably. Notice what I've done. I've turned my toes out. My heel is into the middle of the mat. My toes are out. And now if I bend my knee, I look at it and see that my knee is going right over my toes. That's your standing leg. Keep your standing footprint right where it is, and then stand on that leg with your left toe still grounded. Your left foot is on the floor, but now 90% of your weight is in your right leg. Then stand up really tall. And if you wish to use your strap, you can also drop the strap. You don't need it. But if you wish to use your strap, take your hands and pull them apart so that you've activated the back of your shoulders. Now squeeze your belly in and up and see if you can lighten the tap of your left toes a little bit so you don't have hardly any weight, but just your skin is touching the mat with your left toes. Then lengthen your arms up and forward. Maybe your elbows stay bent here. It's totally fine if they do. If you want to shrug and lift your shoulders to straighten your elbows, you can. Now, scoop your belly back and in, flatten out your low back, lift your chest, gaze down your nose, and see if you can just flex your left foot and maybe your toes lift off. Maybe you point your toes, put them back down. Now, you can straighten your right knee here. It's totally fine to do so. As you balance, kick your leg back behind you, squeeze your belly in and up, pull your strap to lift your chest more, get even taller and longer and straighter in your left knee, breathing and holding in your balance. Anytime you need to, you put your left toes, tap them back down. Straighten your left knee, lift up. I find it helps if I raise my eyebrows. Yes, for a balanced challenge, turn your chin any amount to the left and any amount to the right. Whoa, that's so much harder. And when you're ready, come on down. Oh, shake up. Good question. It's a little bit free because it's not, so we want you to be able to lift up comfortably. For some, your torso will be rotated more towards your front leg, and for others, your torso will be more forward. Both are fine. The idea here is that you've created action through your whole body. So you're kind of like, you know how you have a kite, the classic kite that has the cross, and then the fabric or the paper is pulled tight across the frame. This is our frame. So you're framing the action. You've grounded your right heel, you're engaging here. So there's a line of engaged energy right up through your whole body. And by pulling on your strap and keeping this toe grounded, then you kick, there's your frame, right? So it's not, right? Okay, let's try it on the second side. Your left toes turn out, your left heel turns in, you ground into your left footprint. And before you ever try to balance, you really establish a deep footprint. You squeeze your belly in and up, you tuck your tailbone forward. Optionally, you can pull your strap from left to right and lift your arms. If it doesn't feel good on your arms, you just reach your arms up. You don't need the strap if it's proving to be a bit stressful. And as you lift up by pulling your strap, maybe you kick your right heel and hold and breathe in your balance. Big, long breathe, up, up, up. And it's totally fine to face the wall and put a hand on the wall while you do this. I really like that option. Yeah. Maybe you turn your chin from side to side to test your balance. Try to straighten your lifted leg knee as much as you can because a tight leg is a light leg. The tighter your right leg is, the lighter it will be. Yeah, nice, Joanne. Awesome. Very good, Yvonne. Yeah, these are beautiful. Excellent. All right, that's it. Fish good. That's it. Exactly. Toes tapping to keep you balanced. Beautiful, Kathleen. Yeah, Carol, nice. That's it, Sarah. Nice. There you go, Michael. All right, and that was good. All right, come on down. All right, how are we doing? All right. Now, one last thing here. I lied. We need our strap. But it's not an exigent thing. It's a more gentle thing. So step your feet up comfortable, not wide, wide, but comfortable wide. Take your strap easy between your hands and bend your knees just enough so that you feel like sort of almost like you're riding a horse. Although honestly, I'm a terrible horseback rider, so I really shouldn't even reference horseback riding, but I like the idea. So the idea is that you pull your strap any amount from right to left, squeeze your belly in and up, lift your chest, and then any amount lean to the right by contracting your right side waist and push up and over to the right with your left arm. Maybe turn your chin down towards your right armpit. Open up your left side body. Big breath. And now really slowly squeeze your belly in and up. Come back using your left side body and lift up tall in the middle. Exhale, bend to the other side. Pull down with your left elbow. Push up and over with your right. Option to look down to your left armpit. You can even bump your ribs a little bit to the right. Bend your upper body to the left side, any amount. And then slowly back up to center. All right. And then slowly release. And we'll go into these empty coat sleeves. And the idea here is simply that your arms wrapped like those fabric strut things in the car wash, right? Blah, blah. One time I went to the car wash and I forgot to close the window by my daughter. My poor daughter was in her car seat and she had 2 inches of open window to her right. Mommy! Oh, I did. Thank God I had electric windows. Yeah. Mommy! And then we were driving home and I put on the music together and it was very calming. And my Lauren says to me, Mommy, this music is very smoothing for me. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's come on down onto our back. Oh, such a bad parent. Oh, all right. Meet me. Right, right. Yeah. Meet me on your back. Okay. Now, I'd love to do a gentle twist on your back with your block. If you're not averse, if the block isn't for you, take it away. But if you wish, oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So we'll be doing a lying twist here with your hips up on your block. I mean, your hips up on your bolster. Hi there. Go ahead.
Just to bring a few things, a few boxes.
Down into.
We already spoke to Tip you. Because
No
I'm
problem.
just gonna come in here and it's gonna be 5 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. Just coming down in here and coming back up. You're good. Yes, you're welcome. Of course. Just have some people who need to get some out of the basement. They'll be sneaking in and up just quick, about 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So here we are. We're doing our twist. Oh, now if when you're here, you realize, wow, you know what? Being up on this bolster doesn't feel very relaxing to me. If that's the case for you, you might need to bring your tailbone onto the middle of the bolster. Rather than draping your back over the bolster in an arch position, scooch backwards enough so that your hips are up, but your head and shoulders are down, and your back is easy and relaxed. You can always take away the bolster if it doesn't feel good. Then T or cactus your arms out to the sides of your body as you squeeze your block and twist from side to side with your hips and your legs. So your upper body, your shoulders, arms are quite stable, and your lower body gets to twist only as much as feels natural and easy to you. And by squeezing your block, you can maintain a little more balance in your pelvis. For some of us, that's really helpful. For others, it really doesn't do much. So as you twist from side to side, you might even pause in the twist and turn your chin the opposite direction as your legs are to what your legs are doing. But keep pressing down evenly across your shoulders and arms so much that you're controlling the movement of your legs, right? So your arms staying grounded can mean that your twist does not go quite as deeply. Taking your time as you twist side to side. All right, and come on back to the center. Now remove your block, take away your block, and interlace your hands behind the back of your right thigh. You can even take a break and massage out or rake out your right hamstring muscle with your fingers or fingernails. And then interlace your hands tightly around the back of your right thigh so that you can press into the muscle of the muscles, your hamstrings, as you straighten and bend your right knee any amount. So this straightening and bending might be uneven. You might find that your knee bends easily, but does not straighten easily. So don't force the straightening of your knee, but press firmly with your palms so much into your hamstrings that you get a little heat and pressure there. And that heat and pressure can be helpful as you try to lengthen those muscle fibers. Anybody feel that that's helpful? Okay. And when you feel like meh, you're ready to switch, slowly switch sides. So now your right foot goes flat or long, your left leg tugs in. Take that massage or raking of your left hamstrings, bring a little blood flow there, and then clasp tightly with an interlace or any shape that allows you to press into your hamstring muscle, pushing your muscle against your bone as you straighten and bend your left knee. That's it. I like to point my foot as I straighten my leg and then flex my foot as I bend my knee. But those things are variables you can play with. Nicely done. And if you want to stretch your opposite leg long, for some that intensifies the stretch in a good way, and for others, good. Really nice work. All right. And slowly come back to the center. Now, take your knees gently and hug them towards your chest, and then find happy baby, which means you bend your knees towards your armpits. And now I like to wrap my forearms around the back of my thighs. Sometimes I'll grab onto my own ankles and use my elbows inside of my knees to bring my knees wide. If you can flex your feet up to the sky so the soles of your feet face the ceiling as you gently rock from side to side. For some, that's kind of a nice version of happy baby. Some people call it Ananda baby or bliss baby. Yeah. And in principle, in baby pose, your feet are just as wide as your knees or even wider. But you do you because this your baby is your baby. Nice. Awesome. All right. And then super gently, slowly bring your legs back together. Let your feet come flat and remove your bolster so we can stretch out your quadriceps. So for some of us, you're going to do this standing because you already know that I like to do my quadriceps stretch standing up. For me, I like to do it lying down simply because that allows me to get a little more leverage. What we can do is lie on your left side with your ear on a support, your arm, your block, your bolster. And the idea is that you can, many ways to do this, but one is to bring your right knee up to your chest, reach for your right ankle or the top of your foot, and keep your knee bent, but swing your knee down to the foot of your mat while your heel stays relatively closer to your right buttock. Then, as you add action in your tailbone pelvis, tuck your tailbone forward, pull your belly button backward, pull gently against your foot with your hand, and push a little bit with your foot into your hand as well as you lengthen through the front of your right thigh. If it feels stressful at the joint of the place where your knee meets your thigh, right at that kneecap, that's your invitation to put your top leg down on the floor and to bend your bottom knee and reach for your bottom foot, which in this case would be your left foot. Sometimes by grounding your left leg here on the floor, your thigh, it's easier to get a stretch in your quadricep without stressing out your knee. And if you're a standing quadricep stretcher, that's also really good. Anybody not feeling a stretch? Okay, good. Deafening silence is good. All right. Take a nice deep breath, whichever version you're in. Now, before we stop, notice which leg you're stretching. Now we'll switch. Because if you put your top leg down, you are stretching your left leg. Yeah, and vice versa, right? So now switch around, other side of your body, and. So now I'm lying on my right side. I bring my left knee up into my chest. I grab for my ankle, keep my knee bent, and that allows me not to get a big quadricep or a hamstring cramp. So if you're kicking your back heel to try to grab it behind you, that can end up with a hamstring cramp. But by tucking your knee in first, you can avoid that. Oh, notice that if you add resistance, which means you pull your hand against your foot, but also push your foot against your hand, you may start to notice a slightly different felt sensation as you're stretching the muscle that you're engaging at the same time. Dominique, your knees must be doing great. You're able to do these quad stretches. That's so awesome. Beautiful. Anybody not feeling a stretch? Okay. If you're feeling it sharply at your knee joint, kneecap, then that's where we need to be sure to modify. All right. And then when your body says, hey, done, then we slowly come back onto your back. Please feel free to go into your favorite deep relaxation. The one that I often like to do myself is just simply to put the blocks on their middle height, wedged under the outer edge of my hamstring, just above my knee. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm making it upside down, or I'm making a V shape with my block. The corner of my block is underneath the outer edge of my thigh. And so what that does is it means my knees point straight up to the sky, which is not my normal position. And I find that as I rest here in this obligate neutral, it feels really relaxing. So please feel free to go ahead and take those blocks in at an angle, and I'll show it from the angle as well, from the side. The blocks are tucked up under the outer tendon, just on the outside of above my knee, and that's my position. Yeah, but any way you choose to find your Shavasana is welcome, especially and as long as it's actually comfortable. Yeah, exactly. And I'll help you get those wedged in there, and so you can see. So the idea will be that when you lie down, it'll be under that part of your thigh. There you go. Exactly. Yeah. Feel that? Uh-huh. Exactly. Isn't that funny? I'll do this, and you do this. There you go. Perfect. Right. And then any amount relax. Yeah. Does that feel workable? Good, good, good. Take your time to get yourself settled in your Shavasana. Drop your brain into the back of your skull. Soften your tongue in your throat. Relax your eyes into their little nests and smooth your eyelids. Also smooth your brow and try to unclench areas of your body that might naturally hold a little tension, a little gripping. See about breathing in to those areas and then letting go. And with each cycle of inhalation and exhalation. Let the wave of the breath wash into your body and then wash out with the tension. Each time that wave comes in, it washes out a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more of what does not serve you. And now very gently begin to deepen your breathing. Going back to that full deep inhalation at the beginning of class, followed by that full complete exhalation. Two more like that, really big filling breath. And that full exhalation. It takes a little while, doesn't it, to really let all that air go. As you're breathing one more deep breath in and a full breath out, please feel free to make any movements that you're drawn to. Avoid those that you're not. And find your way to a seat if that's a great idea for you, or stay resting on your back. Once you've seated yourself, if you've done so, you might like to roll your shoulders forward and up and back and down to reset your torso and your spine over your hips. And then perhaps bring your palms together in front of your heart in the mudra of Namaskarasana, the and position symbolizing gratitude in the yoga practice. Take a full deep breath in wherever you are, grow tall. And stay tall, but exhale. Ah. Two more like that. Big, tall breath in. Ah. And one more time. Really let whatever it is you don't need go. Ah. As they said at Cambridge Montessori School, for Namaste, I'll be nice to you. You be nice to me. Thank you, Milton, for reminding me of that version of Namaste. I'll be nice to you. You be nice to me. And I just remembered yesterday we did a FaceTime. My son called and my grandson was sitting on his lap and we said, "Hey, Webby, what are you doing?" He says, "Just loving my dad." Oh. And then his eyes, his limpid eyes, just, oh, right? I mean, what? I guess. All right. So speaking of parenting, I'm going to see my daughters next week, so I'll be away Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But thanks to Milton, who's agreed to project the Zoom onto the wall, you can come here. You can practice here with your friends and with props and everything at the same time in the same place. You can also tune in online, of course. And that will be it'll be me in Breckenridge teaching you from a really like weird condo. It'll be fine. Um, so please feel free to join me next week for that. And after that, I'll be back. Okay, so thank you. All right. Hey, Piers. Hi
Yeah,
there,
thanks. It's
Alan.
great.
Welcome. So good to have you. Hi, Lisa. Welcome.
That was great.
And I have a question. First of all, that little story about your grandson is lovely. That was beautiful. It's so sweet. But I have a question on I can now, I can open my leg completely, on my back, the hamstrings stretch, but it clicks. How can it click if it's a replacement knee?
I know my replacement hip clicks.
Okay.
So your tendons, it sounds like a click, it feels like a click, but most often those clicks are tendons moving over each other or over bony prominences or metallic prominences that
Okay.
matter. So clicking is really common in any kind of a joint structure because of the fact that you have these tendons going multiple different directions. And depending on how warmed up you are or where your hips are in alignment, you may or get more or less clicking one day versus another, one part of the day versus another.
Okay.
It's
So
really,
it's
really
normal.
common. If it
Okay.
comes with a really sharp, daggery pain,
No, no
then
pain.
it's a concern. But otherwise, although they're disquieting, these sounds typically mean nothing. My friend
Okay.
who's an orthopedic surgeon, she says every year we teach together anatomy for yoga, and every year the question comes up, what about this clicking? And
Yeah.
every year
Okay.
she says she talks to
Great.
patients every single day about clicking, and it's almost always no problem.
Great. Thank you for
Yeah,
being nice
you're
to me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for being nice to me.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye, Lisa.
Uh,
Take good care.
You.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Take care.
We just get noisier as we get older.
We do. I know.
Good.
It's really interesting.
Have a great time, Ann.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Good class. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, it
you're
was
most
great.
welcome.
Have a good
Good. Something a
weekend.
little different. Yes, you
Yeah.
too. Vicky, how are you doing
Diane,
today?
I'm
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
good.
Great
Awesome.
class. I will send you an email for maybe the recording of this class and the last class.
Sounds perfect. Yes, please do.
Enjoy Breckenridge. Do they still have snow?
No. Well, there's a little snow at Copper Mountain. My husband is bringing his skis. There's also snow at Loveland Pass, so they're going to go skiing there. To me, that's rock skiing. I don't want to do it. And
Yeah.
anyway, I'm not skiing this year, as you know, so that's all good. But yes, they are still going to try to find some ice
Yeah.
to ski on.
What's the phrase in the Northeast? Granular.
Yeah, frozen granular.
Frozen granular. Love it. And
Yeah,
have a wonderful and safe trip.
thank you. Thank you. I will. And I'll reach out too so we can figure out a time.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
hope you don't have any problems with TSA or getting through airports and you don't have any delays or anything like that.
Thank you. I'm just praying to the gods of aviation.
Take care, Anne. You look
You
great.
too. Thank
Have
you,
a
Vicky. You
wonderful week.
too. You too. Thanks so much. Susanna, so good to see you.
Thank you so much for sharing. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Susanna.
It's a
Okay.
great class. Be
Oh,
well.
good. You too. Okay.
Love
Love
you.
you. Mwah. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.